G'day, let's talk about bottling. A lot of people struggle with bottling, and I bottled for so long, maybe 20 years I bottled for, and once you get into the hang of things and learn a few tricks, I used to bottle a whole batch, 23 litre batch or 6 gallon batch in half an hour. Preparation, make sure your bottles are clean before bottling day is one of the main things, but there's lots of things you can do just to speed things up and to make life easier. I know a lot of people have troubles in forums and on Facebook when people ask about bottling, and half the people just say go and buy a keg. But there's certain beers you want to bottle, and sometimes you have no choice. I had no choice for a long time myself, so I know well, it's not pain, but I guess some people would call it pain that bottling people have. They're a good thing, man. They're good. All right, let's get straight into it. 5 things that will make your bottling day easier, smoother, faster, and just make your life a whole lot better. Now, the first thing's probably a little bit basic to some, but a good no-rinse sanitizer is really handy. This one happens to be the Kegland variety Stellar Sanitizer. I've had all sorts in the past. These are both from Grain and Grape, I think. That was Phosphane, it was called at one stage, or Phosphoric Sanitizer, or Phosphoric Sanitizer. It could be called a variety of different things at your brew shop, but it'd be pretty rare for a brew shop not to have a no-rinse sanitizer these days. Now, saying that, I bottled for years with sodium metabisulfite, and that was still no rinse, but you just wanted to make sure it drained really well. But that's just my number one tip, or first tip I should say, no rinse sanitizer. Second tip that made my life a lot easier, a bottle tree. I struggled for years, again, balancing my bottles either in a dish rack, or I used to bottle in the laundry, all in the laundry sink after I'd sanitized them, have them upside down, and you'd think they were all right. Oh, I've lined them up all right, and then you start pulling them out and they fall over, and it was a real pain. The reason I didn't buy one of these for a long time is because of the price. I haven't looked lately. I will leave a link down the bottom where you can get them lately. But I know for a double stack like this, it was about $60 or $70 when I bought mine. And I just couldn't justify the price. But when I bought one, that changed my mind. They are just so easy. You wash your bottles, rinse them out, put them on here to dry. On brew day, you sanitize them, put them on here, and then you bottle straight off it. They're just awesome. Don't underestimate the power of the bottle tree. Now, along with the bottle tree, these. Now, I think they're called Vinators or something, or Vinators or something. But in the old days, to me, that was just a bottle pump washer. The other handy thing about these is they can sit on top of your bottle tree, just like that. I have used these in videos past. I might be able to find some footage and put it in. But so you've got your clean bottles on here that you've washed the day before or whatever. You put your no-rinse sanitizer in there, grab each bottle, couple of pumps up here. I'll show you some footage. Put your bottles on here to drain, and bang, you're ready to go to bottle. Again, I think that was $26 or something, the top. It's worth it. They are worth it. They will shave, half an hour, 2 hours off your brew day if you're struggling with bottles, without a doubt. Third tip. Most people will know the little bottler attachment. Excuse the hose for the minute. That's what we used to call them. I'm not sure if they call them now. They used to be called little bottlers. Some fittings that you stick on the end don't have a spring, and it's just done by the pressure of the wort or beer by then itself. They do drip a fair bit. I do prefer my very old spring one I have. I'm not sure whether you can still get these. You possibly can. They do block with hops if you're a bit, slack with loose hops in your brew. They can block sometimes. But they leak less on your floor. Anyway, it's not about that. It's about the hose. Now again, for years, I just brewed straight from this out of the fermenter tap. And it works well. But I'll show you some footage. If you have a hose, I'll just give a bit warning. Make sure your fittings are tight. These are just pressed tight, but they're not going anywhere. Sometimes, if you slip this hose over the end of your tap, especially with the Cooper's ones, the newer ones, they can be really loose and you want a nice tight fit. Sometimes you might have to use a clamp. I don't have to use a clamp on this. That's another end of a little bottler. I've stuck it in the tube. I'll show you the footage anyway. You can just line all your bottles up and you just go along. Bang, 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 bang. Full. Make sure you put your sugar in first. Now I've got to thank Jamie for this. Years ago when I used to do double brew days with Jamie, God, those videos will be old. They'll be on the channel somewhere. He did this. And when I saw him do it, I went, oh, that's so simple, but how it makes a big difference. And there's no reason why you can't put it on the end of your siphon. I do see a lot more people doing it these days, but it is handy, very, very handy. Number 4, your bottle capper. Get a decent bottle capper. For years we used to use the hammer-on ones, just a little piece of wood with a bell on it like that. And look, they worked, but if you're using store-bought screw-top bottles and that where the neck's a bit thin, you do break some. And you just get a bit of a pain. It gets a bit annoying with a hammer. I don't like the wing ones. The wing ones break bottles a lot, and I see more broken bottles and get more questions about those wing-type cappers than anything else. Get a good bench capper. I've had this, I don't know how long now, over 15 years. It can bottle all sorts of bottles. It does your twist tops. You can get different size bells if you start using the bigger, thicker champagne bottles with your crown seals. It's adjustable. You can do your stubbies. You can do your little ginger beer bottles, which I've done. Sky's the limit with one of these. You can screw it to a piece of wood or your bench, and you just won't go wrong with one of these. Tip is, keep the cap less than 5 mil from the bottom of the bell when you start to cap it. Don't be leaving a big gap like that. It won't cap properly. They are worth the money. You buy a good one, they will last a lifetime. The last but not least, it's actually very, very handy, and it's before bottling or after drinking a bottle, is one of these bottle rinsers. Now this one, I'll leave a link for this down the bottom. I'll leave a link for all this stuff down the bottom. Has a fitting, I had to screw that in. That one was so it can fit on my kitchen tap. I'll show footage of all this as I'm talking or at the end. And if you screw out all the other bits and this other bit here, that fits on your garden style taps, your hose taps that you have out the front. I've got footage of that. They are awesome. Again, I've tried all different things of rinsing your bottles, but this is just awesome. There's actually no reason why you couldn't hook up something and run sanitizer through it too, I guess. But there's not much easier than the old thing I showed before on top of the bottle tree. The bottle pump is a bit easier. You don't have to worry about pumps and recirculating it. These are great. That makes bottle rinsing a cinch. It really does. You might look at these things and don't think they'll make much difference. Believe me, I wouldn't waste my time making these videos if they didn't. Anyway, there's the 5 tips, or 6 if you count that. There's an extra bonus one for you. They really do make a big difference. Some of these things like the tree and the bottle pump and the bottle rinser, they changed my life when it came to bottling. They saved me time, and you know, we all need more time. Anyway, I hope that helped some. I'll keep continuing with some more beginner videos. I did do a few a long time ago. They weren't much quality, so I thought I'd redo a few things and just help out the beginners. I did it again. You can't say cheers without a beer. Cheers.